Hello everybody, it's Tractor Time with Mr. Mick, and I'm with my grandson Archer and Grandma Patty, and I have a book to read that I was suggested to read called Pup and Bear. I think I was suggested to read because bear is in the title, right? So we're talking about bears. Pup and Bear. Do you want to read that? Oops. Grandpa's slow at turning the pages. Here we go. Whoosh! When a great gray owl swooped down screeching, hoo, hoo, the Arctic wolves knew that the big freeze was on the way. It was. See the wolves? They took shelter in a snowdrift and they listened to the fierce wind holler and roar. They watched the snow blow in spirals, wrapping around in a fluffy white coat. Fluffy white coat? See him? See it? There you go. See that? That's nice. But then the wind's bitter cold breath turned warm and the sun appeared and a big melt came and a lone pup found himself on a sheet of ice spinning out to sea. Do you see him? The lone pup is spinning away. Can you see it? Look at him. He's spinning away. Poor pup. He's scared. The pup slid down into the water. He swam, and when he reached the land, he burrowed into a snowbank. Yes, he was tired and he wanted his mother. Yeah. The pup closed his eyes and fell asleep, listening to the throb of silence. And across the still landscape, see him? He woke to feel the cold nose against his fur. The smell was unfamiliar. It was a polar bear. Look at that. See the polar bear? "You are not my mother," said the pup, flattening his ears against his head. "I am not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can cuddle you and keep you safe." The pup was shy and frightened. "Are you going to eat me?" he asked. "Polar bears eat wolves." "Not this one," said the polar bear, shaking her head. "Climb on my back, and I will take you to the den." So there's the mama polar bear. She's helping. Look at that. Is that nice? Yeah? I know it. The pup stretched a paw and cautiously climbed onto the polar bear's back. He got right on her back. And they crossed the tundra, under the watchful eyes of the trio of baby puffins learning how to fly. Look at the little puffins. You see the little puffins? Isn't that Kaylee that likes puffins? Is it?
1, 2, 3.
Back at the den, the polar bear licked and cleaned the pup. "I'm not your mother," she said, "but I can feed you and keep you warm." The next day, they set off across the wintry tundra. Should we see what they did? Look at here. They spotted a walrus with long, sharp tusks. The polar bear bellowed and chuffed. Do you see the walrus? Hey, can you see him?
Archer, where's the walrus?
Do you see him? There's a walrus. Yeah, he's cool. "Where are you going?" asked the pup as they neared the water. "I'm not your mother," said the polar bear, "but I can show you where to catch fish." So they passed the snow goose, perched on her nest. They sniffed the trail of the seal as he tried to outsmart them, and they spotted the water's edge where a fish and the lemmings came and went. In the wondrous wheel of life, look at all the animals. Look at all the animals. They saw lots of animals.
Yeah.
They did. Holy cow. The sun shone down on the crisp, crackling snow, and the polar bear rolled around on the snowbank. "Come on," said the pup. "I'm not your mother, but I can play with you." And when the pup tugged too hard on the polar bear's fur, the polar bear growled. Yeah? "I'm not your mother," she said, "but I can scold you." And she snuggled the pup and tickled his tummy.
Tickle your tummy? Should we tickle your tummy?
Then at last the pup curled up against the bear and... Yeah, and they napped and they listened to the wind whimper and sigh. Look at there. They're taking a nap. See them? They're taking a nap.
Are you kind of tired?
Yeah. Sweepy. The earth turned round and round, and the big freeze came, followed by the big melt, until at last the polar bear nudged the wolf, who was not a pup any longer. I'm not your mother, she said, but I know it's time for you to go. And she nuzzled the wolf one last time, and the wolf nuzzled back.
Oh.
Look at the wolf, it's getting all big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he walked out into the world. Look at there, there's the wolf. Yeah, he's walking out into the world. You gonna make her? The wolf howled to the midnight sun, and which glowed on the horizon where the day ended, and he was answered by the cry of another wolf. Soon he was leading his own pack across the tundra. Do you see that?
Look at the
He's
wolves.
leading all the wolves across the tundra. That's amazing. Then one day the wolf came upon a polar bear cub huddled in a snowdrift. Where's your mother? Asked the wolf. But the cub said, I don't know. The wolf sniffed the cub and rubbed the fur with a wet nose. Well, you are not my mother, said the cub, cowering. I am not your mother, said the wolf, but I can cuddle you and keep you warm. Look at that. Think you can? Aren't you going to eat me? Asked the cub. Wolves eat polar bears. Not this one, said the wolf, shaking its head. Climb on my back and I will take you to my den. And the polar bear climbed on the wolf's back. I'm not your mother, said the wolf, but you can stay with me until you're big enough to be on your own. And the wolf led the pack across the tundra along the path and that went round and round in a wondrous wheel of life. Look at there. Yes.
The polar bears.
The Pup and the Bear. That was a good book, wasn't it? Was it a good book?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Tonight I can say it in person. Good night, Archer. Good night, Archer.